Bluegrass Jam Along is proud to be sponsored by Collins Guitars and Mandolins, each and every one built from the sound up in Austin, Texas. Hi, this is Matt, and you're listening to Bluegrass Jam Along, the podcast for anyone and everyone who loves bluegrass. Hey everybody, welcome back to Bluegrass Jam Along. This is your Bluegrass Briefing for 4th of August 2025. And podcast stuff, what have you missed recently? Well, if you weren't around last week, I put out an interview with Joe Brent of Ad Hiropa Records. Really interesting one. If you haven't heard that, go and have a listen. Fascinating just because Joe is putting out some cool music and a really interesting business model, but it's a really interesting chat about the state of the music business for artists, what labels can do about that, what you can do as an artist, have a bit more agency over your career, and a bit of like what we can do as fans to support artists. Really cool chat. Do go and listen to that. Really enjoyed that one. Lots of stuff lined up coming up soon. I will tell you more about those as we go. I'm going to be off a bit over August. I'm going away on holiday with the family, but I'm going to keep putting some stuff out as much as possible. There may be some gaps. But full schedule of stuff planned in for September and October. Lots of great interviews coming, so stick around. As always, if you need more info on Bluegrass Jam Along, bluegrassjamalong.com has all of that. You can find all the episodes, you can sort all the interviews, find the ones you want, see what you've missed, all that kind of thing. And if you want to support Bluegrass Jam Along, you can do that on Apple Podcasts for just 99 cents a month. If you want to contribute, say thank you, help keep this podcast going, all of that stuff, it is there. And if not, I'd love it if you could just share an episode with people. That really helps too. But that is it. Let us crack on with this week's Bluegrass Briefing. And the first section is the news and announcements, which is Church Street news. And what have we got going on? Earl Scruggs Music Festival happens at the end of this month, August 29th to 31st. I will stick a link to their website in the show notes so you can go and see about dates and tickets and location and the lineup and stuff. I could list the lineup, but it is just jam-packed full of amazing stuff. Alison Krauss and Union Station, Del McCoury Band, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Sam Bush, Earls of Leicester, Watch House. I mean, many, many, many more. There's such a good lineup this year, so go and check that out if you've got some time on your hands at the end of August and you want to go and see some live music. If you want to see some live music and you want a little chunk of that you can watch on your phone, go and watch Sierra Hull's Tiny Desk Concert. I don't know if you know the NPR Tiny Desk Concerts, but they're really good fun. They basically invite an act they love into the office, and they play a little show in front of the employees, and they're really cool things, really intimate, kind of casual, laid back, often really fun things. So I'll stick a link in the show notes where you can go and watch that as well. Do go and watch it, because Sierra's band at the moment is just extraordinary. I love hearing them play. Very excited to see them again at IBMA. They'll be playing out there in September. But yeah, go and watch the Tiny Desk Concert. That's really cool. And the third thing, J.D. Crowe and the New South's Rounder 0044 record. It was remastered a while ago and put out as a kind of expanded vinyl edition. They're now, Craft Recordings are putting this out as a CD and a digital download. And it's basically a deluxe edition of the 1975 album that we all know and love. It's got 2 bonus tracks on it, and it's been newly remastered for the original analog tapes. So I'll put a link where you can go and get that as well, Craft Recordings website. I also spoke to Tim Stafford to celebrate this record for the 50th anniversary, I guess. Yeah, 50th anniversary of it. If you didn't listen to that, go and have a listen, because it's really interesting chat about that record and why it's so influential, why it's so good, why Tim loves it so much, the influence it's had. I'll stick a link in the show notes to that as well. If you missed it, go and check that out as well. So that is Earl Scruggs Music Festival, the Sierra Hull Tiny Desk Concert, and the newly remastered CD and digital download of J.D. Crowe and the New South's Rounder 0044 record. Next bit is the new releases, which is The Grass is New. the Grass, that is new this week. Wyatt Ellis has a new single called Country Boy Rock and Roll. I've added that to the Grass is Mostly New 2025 playlist. Go and have a listen to that there. Also, there is a new single from Daryl Anger with Brittany Haas called I Could Have Told You. And it's off a new record which is on the way. I think you can pre-order it now, but it's coming out soon. Diary of a Fiddler Volume 2. And Daryl put out a record a while ago, sort of classic record called Diary of a Fiddler, full of duets with him and his favourite players. And this is another volume of that. A load of duets from Daryl with a bunch of really cool players, and that's coming very soon. But the single now is I Could Have Told You with Brittany Haas, so go and have a listen. That is also on the playlist. And the third thing, this has been out a while on the streaming services, but it's come out now as a physical product. It's on CD and it's on vinyl. And it's the Billy Strings and Bryan Sutton Live at the Legion double live album, and it's extraordinary. I love this record so much. If you haven't heard it, do yourself a favour and go and have a listen, because it's just two people at the top of their game, playing amazingly, having fun. You can hear the fun they're having. You can hear how much they enjoy playing together. And it's extraordinary. Really, I love it so much. Cannot tell you how much I like it. Yes, I'll put a link to Billy's online store. It's probably the best place you can go and buy that, because most of the money will then go to them. But yes, I'll put a link in the show notes. Go and have a look at that. So there's the Wyatt Ellis track. There is the Daryl Anger Brittany Haas single. And Billy Strings and Bryan Sutton's Live at the Legion record is now out as a physical thing. Those are your new releases. Which brings us on to Scroll On Buddy, which is just something I spotted online and wanted to share with you. And the thing I spotted online and wanted to share is the announcement that this year's IBMA Music Awards, which happened on September 18th in Chattanooga, Tennessee, will be hosted by Alison Brown and Steve Martin. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to going to that. I'll be out at IBMA. Hopefully see some of you out there. But yeah, that sounds like it'll be a really, really cool pair of hosts. I'm looking forward to seeing that one. That is it this week. Yes, as I say, various bits over the summer. I will do my best to keep a full programme of stuff out, but I'm away for a bit. I've got an interview scheduled for next week and then a couple of breaks. What I'll try and do is do what I've done before and put out some bite-sized bits just to highlight some of the older bits from the catalogue and give you something to listen to. But that is it for this week. Have a great week. I'll see you next time, and happy picking. Bluegrass Jam Along is proud to be sponsored by Collins Guitars and Mandolins, each and every one built from the sound up in Austin, Texas.